What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Autosave podcast. Unfortunately, this week we had a few issues that we ran into that caused us to basically lose this entire week's podcast. So, and if you want to stick around for it, be my guest. It's almost more or less a train wreck, but here's the podcast in its entirety. Enjoy.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the 4E podcast. It's your boy El Tigre, wow, and I'm here with my cohorts.
Phoenix, it's me.
And it's me, the guy with the multiple names. Hopefully the new one sticks, and that's Onimaru.
That's your name this week?
That's gonna be my name permanently, most likely.
We'll have to check back next week and make sure that's true.
Hopefully we can stick with, one name for longer than a week. But besides that fact, let's get straight into the podcast this week. No time for goofs or gaffs. Well, maybe a couple in between. Because MGO2R has finally released on official firmware. It is about freaking time, man. Like, now if you have a regular PS3, you are able to get back online with MGO 2, which is on Metal Gear Solid 4, and not the, albeit nice looking, but so dead it might as well be buried 6 feet under MGO 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is really great news. I was kind of a lurker in the MGO2 revival scene. I was in a little group that had things like they were trying to keep MGO3 alive, but in the background MGO2 was still trying to get revived, which was great to hear. And I saw a couple of things that they were giving away, like early beta codes or early beta spots for you to get in, but you had to be watching the stream when it was on, which was at absurd times due to work or sleep or any other imaginable thing. Yeah, whatever. It was just at weird times that they released those kind of things, but now you don't have to wait for any more beta spots or anything like that. You can now go dust off your PS3 and play some MGO2. I am super excited for this. Freaking damn near after this podcast, I'm gonna go install it on my PS3. Maybe not because maybe not because it is kind of a lengthy and scary process. If you guys didn't already know, if you didn't check it out, you have the potential to lose about 99% of your data on your PS3 for reinstalling MGO2R.
It's just because you have to install a custom firmware, so it's just basically think back to custom firmware PSP days, except for it wasn't that scary.
It's a custom firmware, but for whatever reason, it's still official firmware. But it's rather dicey. Anyway, all you gotta know is you gotta back it up. Back up. You gotta make sure you back up like everything back up everything you do with all data that you come in contact with. You never want to just put your stuff in one spot and leave it there. But yeah, dust off your PS3, back it up. I know most people have the PS3 was small, guys. Remember, we ain't talking about PS4 with 500 gigs. 500 gigs is small nowadays, but you gotta remember back then top PS3 was probably 240 gigs. So
mine was only 80 gigs.
Yeah, so
those are the launch ones. I think actually the 80 gig ones.
No,
were
the
not.
launch ones were 60
the
gigs. The 80 gigs that came out after that. And then my Slim that I had was, I think, 140 or something like that. It was a good amount. I know it was more sizable than your guys's, but
the arcade Xbox 360s that didn't come with the hard drive.
Or the PS3 that they still sold for some reason with the pretty cool sliding cover to the left. That was only 12 gigs. So yeah,
so
Don't know
fun.
why you'd want that piece of junk. Yeah, that was only 12 gigs. It was like a Netflix bundle. It was basically them selling you a PS3 as a Blu-ray player, but you could also, hey man, I just want to play like one game on my PS3. Like I really love
Oh, I remember that.
God of
Yeah.
War, so I'm just gonna put God of War and watch mad Blu-rays on my PS3.
Yeah.
Like that's garbage.
I mean, like,
Don't even waste your
Even if you
time.
were going to just like get like only,
Even if you were
gonna
gonna do
be
that,
disc only,
go buy a PS3 that had like freaking 120. Go buy the Slim. You could literally buy the Slim for half the price they were selling that 12 gig PS3 for at near the end of the PS3's life cycle, which still isn't here because they're still making freaking games for the thing. But all right, that's enough of that.
Yeah,
You were saying?
my point was that even if you were to just be, you know, like disc only, you would still have to deal
You would
with
still have to
install
install
data.
it.
So install data was already like 3-4 gigs maybe per game. So
Yeah, that's half your PS3.
that's your
That's
whole
a third of
PS3
your
because
PS3,
You're not
like,
getting
come on.
that as your storage.
You get if you got the 12 gig, they're gonna take 4 gigs for system data or however many. That's 4 gigs is being nice. They could be taking more or less, and then you got to install one game. That's like 3-4 gigs right there, and then you know, oh, here's an update, so that's another gig or two. Your PS3 is gonna fill up. You're gonna have one game and you're gonna watch one movie, and you're gonna be like, damn, dude, I should have just bought a bigger PS3. Long story short, don't waste your time buying that 12 gigabyte PS3. Oh, that was a nice peak. 12 gigabyte PS3. Just buy a nice little cheapy. You can buy like a 120 gig PS3 for like 80 bucks now. So don't even waste your time buying it new. Buy it used. You're gonna delete the data off it anyway and put this on there. It's kind of a lengthy process, but not really. I mean, the only time that's gonna really take a long time is backing up your PS3 if you don't want to lose all that data, which I'm gonna have to do. And the main caveat is that you have to have one of the older Metal Gear Solid 4 discs rather than one of the newer ones, either the Legacy or the 25th anniversary. So it just mainly means anything really before that, anything really before those two. You know, I'm pretty sure either I have the greatest hits or the regular edition.
I have the greatest hits one.
So it really doesn't matter. The greatest hits one is actually what they used to kept recommending that people have, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so if you want to go with if you want to actually try out MGO2 and you never did, now's your chance. You really don't have anything to lose. If you wanted to try out Metal Gear Online 2 and you never did, well, now's your chance. Just grab yourself a PS3, go dust yourself off your PS3, and yeah, pop it back up. I feel like plenty of people should get into this, even if you never played it, or if you have played it, get back in here. Metal Gear Solid 3 is, Metal Gear Online 3 is dead.
Let's not say that.
Let's be honest. Metal Gear Online 3 is just dead. It's what really consistent of 1 to 2 modes, which is Cloak and Dagger, which is still extremely fun. But if you're not playing Rush, you're just playing regular, which turns into Rush regardless. But that's a whole different experiment. And I'm pretty sure Bounty Hunter, but I don't play that anymore because that's not really what the whole thing of MGO2 was about. Like really, MGO2 was about more skill. Sure, there were times where people were just running around gunning people's heads off and whatnot, but especially when you played with like a good team or whatever, it was really all about sitting in spots and sniping people out, or just hiding around the corner and CQCing somebody down and just freaking slicing their neck off. MGO3 is just, oh, okay, there's the disc, let me go run, grab it, run back, okay, done. And that wasn't even rush game mode. Rush game mode is just Okay, start, done.
Yeah.
Like, so, and that's not really fun. But I'm looking forward to MGO2. Probably gonna take some time over the nice weekend that we're gonna be having. If we're not gonna be busy doing other projects, gonna take some time to try and get that set up. That'll be fun to have.
Yeah, be a little lengthy process, but it'll be
Yeah. Maybe I'll make a video on it. I don't really know. I probably doubt it, since there's already videos how to do it anyway. But I will probably make a video of me showcasing playing it. What would be kind of dope is if that PS3 emulator that's finally up and running, or PS3 or whatever it is, if you can run MGO2 on there, oh, that would be good, dude. I would. PS3 is my boy, but if I'm able to just be like, let me just boot up this emulator and just play online real quick. Sure, there would probably have to be a separate server for that emulator type, but I wouldn't care too much. I mean, I'm gonna try both either way. The PS3 emulator probably will come later, but I'm definitely gonna be investing some time back into MGO2 Revival. So that's
now. I have a quick question. Did you say 99% data loss?
Yep. If you go onto the Save MGO Forms view topic here, it says
included in that 99% also includes your life. So
yeah, it says around here.
My quick thing is, I wish I even had 99% loss, considering that I have 100%.
You 100% lost
because
my PS3.
my PS3 got stolen. So now I'm depressed.
Yeah, it says please note you will lose 99% of the data on your PS3, but you can back up and restore any of your game saves from a flash drive, and then you can re-download any games you purchased from the PSN store. So,
but can I get my PS3 back?
Unfortunately, no. That's
oh, now I'm depressed again.
that's just death. Well, we'll try and see what we can do about a PS3. I mean, since we know you never really tried MGO2, we'll have to get you back onto there. We'll have to get you onto there, and then I'll get back onto there. Yeah. That'll give us some fun times.
Let's just get onto there.
Yeah. Let's get on
to the next one.
Moving on to the next article, we have Call of Duty 4 Remastered showing up in the news again, which is kind of weird because nobody would think to hear any more news after that, after, you know, we get all this crazy backlash from all the supply drops and paid DLC that's more expensive than the original DLC for Call of Duty 4. I don't know where that's going, but Call of Duty 4 is actually been locked away, if you didn't remember, has been locked away with Infinite Warfare, was it?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's been locked away behind Infinite Warfare for basically since launch, and you haven't been able to buy it unless you bought Infinite Warfare, and not even just Infinite Warfare, a very specific version of Infinite Warfare.
The deluxe edition, I believe.
Yeah, it was the deluxe edition, right? The more expensive edition. Mad Money one?
Yeah, you had to buy that edition, which included some additional DLC for Infinite Warfare, and then it included Modern Warfare as a little sidebar for thanking you for paying the extra money. But you weren't. It was
like, thank you, dude. Thanks for playing Call of Duty, dude.
So you weren't able to buy it before, and people were really mad about that. And I had like a whole, like, you know, initially when that happened, I kind of didn't really feel a lot of sympathy for them, mostly because I didn't really see it as something that, I mean, like, a lot of
it's really not something they should have been crying about, really. If you want it, buy it.
Honestly,
I did it. I wanted it. I bought it. It was fun.
Kind of one of those things where, like, I knew that this was going to come out eventually at some point later on.
Of course. They would just be losing money if they locked it away like that
they'd
forever.
be losing money eventually. So I knew that was going to be a thing. And also a lot of people were more specifically only upset because they were saying, like, they weren't going to buy Infinite Warfare because they hate on Infinite Warfare, even though they never even
played it though. And then when you did play it, what happened?
I thought it was actually pretty good.
Where did all of y'all go? Y'all got shut up and y'all played and bought the game, didn't you? So all that talk about, oh, this is the most disliked video on YouTube. didn't matter because y'all all bought it anyway. So
Like
whatever.
I have like a Call of Duty bias in the sense that I don't gauge my enjoyment out of Call of Duty based off of the multiplayer, which people love Call of Duty multiplayer. So if that's your issue, blah blah blah, whatever, that's your opinion, and you can stick with that. That's where a lot of people were coming from. They were complaining that they want to play Call of Duty 4, which it had a place in my heart because I used to play Call of Duty 4 competitively. So of course I had to be able to play it. So I had paid the extra to be able to upgrade our edition to the deluxe edition so that we could actually play that. And like people were complaining a lot back then, just simply based off of the fact that they weren't able to have access to it because they had to buy Infinite Warfare. And they, like I said, they continue to complain that they really don't want to buy Infinite Warfare. So now they've gotten their their wishes.
They're just the desserts.
Yeah.
And it still looks to be like $40 freaking dollars. So
they've gotten their wishes.
good luck with that.
Yeah, they've gotten their issues. They've gotten their wishes for Call of Duty 4 Remastered to now be available to the public, which it is. Their contract has ended, and it is now officially on Steam for €40 or 35 euros, $40, something around that ballpark. And you're able to buy the game from off of Steam now. And people have been basically complaining non-stop, basically not only just because of the $35 British pound.
That's what you get.
price.
You should have been bought it when it was only $80, $90, and you would have saved money. But oh well.
Not only have they've been complaining because of the pricing, they've been complaining that there's been performance issues and hackers in the multiplayer, and they've been complaining about the supply drops and asking to be paid for the map packs. All these things that people have already experienced and already reported on in the initial Call of Duty 4 Remastered, as these things kind of been going on throughout its release. So I don't really know why people are surprised about this, unless they've somehow, which is nearly impossible because they wouldn't have seen this drop if they were. But the only way that I see these people coming up with these these new acclamations for hate is if they have blinders on for Modern Warfare Remasters. But I know that
Which I'm pretty sure they did.
I know they didn't, because they didn't have blinders on, because if they did, then they wouldn't have seen it release. It just wouldn't have happened. So, and I know that they're not going to stay away from news for Modern Warfare Remastered. They were circulating everywhere. I'm sure they were. So anyway, it hasn't seemed that it's given a big impact to Steam sales, unfortunately, just because of the simple fact that Call of Duty doesn't really sell well on PC. PC players don't really get too much into Call of Duty anymore, just because Call of Duty's more or less like, for consoles there's a kind of big market for FPS games, but there's not as many FPS games that are competitive FPS games as there is on PC. So Call of Duty over the years has kind of fallen by the wayside, mostly because of business practices and also through performance issues and things like that. So people have kind of pushed Call of Duty away over the years, and the player numbers have dropped dramatically over the years, and we haven't even hardly been able to even get into games in the most recent game. So
unfortunately, it just becomes one of those where it's team deathmatch or nothing. So
I hate that. I like to have the different modes and variety when I'm playing online multiplayer.
Yeah. So basically what the article on Eurogamer was saying is it doesn't look like the release of the standalone version of the game has significantly boosted its Steam player count either, because last night, the day of the release, the player count for the multiplayer peaked at just only 452 players. So on the day of release, only 452 players. That's almost MGO2 remastered release numbers, which is you look at those.
That's funny,
you look
because
at the
it's like
connection,
this is a 2017 game. That's a 2008 game. So You know what I mean? Like, what does that tell you?
Yeah, so it's kind of like, you know, you look at the numbers and you may say, well, I mean, those are equal numbers, so people don't really care about MGO2R, but I mean, those were both old games, but at the same time, MGO2R just came out, and this is its first time finally coming out, so those numbers are more than likely going to go up over the next few weeks.
Yeah.
And I don't really see Call of Duty Remastered making too much of a big change on Steam, because, like I said, the community for Call of Duty is nearly non-existent on PC, so it's kind of a shame to see it kind of fall by the wayside. The game had ran into a whole lot of issues in terms of just random things that Activision has been doing with the game. I don't know what they're doing, but the supply drops and the multiplayer map packs, random new guns that were inside of the supply drops, that, you know, it's like, it's basically new Call of Duty, but it's old Call of Duty, but they're like repricing stuff for no reason. I don't know, it's like they're trying to drain more money out of the game, even though we already had to pay extra to get the game in the first place. So I don't know, it's stupid, and you know, that's pretty much it. But I don't know. I don't know that the game has too favorable of odds against it at the moment.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to see. I mean, realistically, that, I'm just gonna keep saying that was your fault for not buying it. You should have bought it earlier when it was popping. Now you're gonna buy it now, and ain't nobody gonna be playing it.
Yeah.
And you still gonna have to spend $40 freaking on it. I hope it was worth it, because now you just bought a dead game, and for what? Like, you could. I just don't get it. It just doesn't connect with me. If you wanted it that bad, you should have spent less time complaining and more time just buying it. Like,
Yeah.
it is what it is. You knew it was gonna die at some point, and now what? You have it, and now what are you gonna do with it? Nothing. Because you're not even gonna buy it now. You're gonna be like, that's too much money. I don't want to buy it. They were never gonna give it to you for free. They were never gonna give it to you for $20. It wasn't gonna happen.
Those guys are like pretty much unpleasable. If you release it for free, they're gonna hate it because it's free, and you know, they paid money for it, paid extra money for it, so it shouldn't be free for them. Or, you know, you paid a little bit of money and it's not worth that little bit of money, or it's too much money, so it's not worth paying a lot of money for it, or it's just you can never win. So I don't know, but
Just shave your head and become a skinhead. That's all I gotta say.
I'm done.
Hey man, now you're being mean to the skinheads.
Yeah, well, that's a
No,
nice
there's not.
segue into the
There's
new
one skinhead that you should be caring about.
Exactly. And that's because everyone's favorite Spartan may be getting a
Skinhead.
new trilogy. And you know, we're not talking about Master Chief, not that Spartan.
Yeah, he's a skinhead also.
We ain't talking about him. We talking about Kratos, the God of War, may be getting a trilogy. In an interview with the Daily Star, creative director Cory Barlog revealed, among a lot of things, that he already has plans for multiple games. When asked if the game was a one and done sort of deal, Barlog said, "For me,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get this game done. But I will say that when I chose this story, I had chosen it because I already outlined and mapped out stories for multiple games. I have an arc in my head that goes well beyond this game and everything that we are doing in God of War. To me, it's very much building towards that." Which in here, she's saying, yeah, we got other games in the works, but we can't tell you that yet.
I can't tell you that, so don't even try and ask me.
He also went and mentioned something about God of War from previous games, like you see in the second God of War game, and it ends with Kratos going up to Olympus. Everybody said that it was stupid, and you know, why end the game on a cliffhanger? And he just basically told him, dude, that was awesome. This is telling people there's more to come. And basically that's what he's trying to say with this new God of War game, that this is going to be, to us, is going to be more to come. Now, the article went on to mention this is by no means an official confirmation, but assuming all goes as planned with the new direction, you can pretty much file this one under they'd be stupid not to. So, I'm looking forward to this. I'm a huge God of War fan. That's my favorite skinhead, as Phoenix just said.
Yeah.
I mean, if this series is gonna go the same way the original trilogy went, then I'm probably gonna
probably end up killing himself by the end of the game for the 300th time.
I wasn't even gonna say that. I was gonna say I probably will just thoroughly enjoy God of War 2 and then not play the third one, and then be like, I wonder if I should play the third one, and never actually buy it. And then yeah.
I mean, you can't not play the third God of War.
Yeah, I don't know if that's.
I've never played the third God of War, so
all you need to know is
get off this podcast.
Spoiler: Kratos kills himself.
he kills himself in every game. That's not nothing new.
I know.
Anyway, I also, oddly enough, went to a store, and in that store they had some pretty good interesting books. I ended up picking up the God of War 2, the video game, the novel version,
What did you just
and
say to me?
I've been reading that, and I gotta say it's interesting. Like, I already know the story of God of War 2, and I already
Come on,
know
it's-
all the
it's-
events that
We
happened.
have to say it every podcast. Come on, just say it. Just spit it out.
But the book is actually pretty cool.
No,
It's
no, that's
it
not
gives
what-
me a
that's not
different
what you're supposed to
interpretation in
say.
my mind of what
Gotta
happened. So
say. Come on. Gotta
yeah,
say.
it's pretty cool.
No, that's not how this works here.
Yeah, that book was it was of a mildly hot temperature, mildly warm temperature.
We'll just accept that. You'll have to double up next week. Double time.
I mean, it only ended up being, I think, like $5 or whatever like that. So, I mean, you know, the book was of a mildly warm temperature, but the price I got is $8. That was hot.
There we go. Now we can now we can end the podcast. All right, guys. I'll talk to you next week.
Away from Tigre's book over here, how do you guys feel about having, multiple God of War games possibly in the future?
Wait, what did you just say?
Said, how do you guys feel about having, more than one new God of War game in the works?
Hold on. What did you just say to me?
I mean,
How you felt that he wasn't
don't-
featured on Bad and Bougie?
Do it look like he wasn't in Bad and Bougie? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm always okay with a little bit more Kratos, but at the same time, I really hate Kratos after we seen him evolve in front of our face at PSX. So
We don't speak about that
We don't
anymore.
talk about that. I wish we had it on video, but we didn't.
See?
We didn't. We'll vlog this year hopefully. So maybe we'll catch him this year
Yeah.
evolving. He literally evolved from ashes. That's all you need to know. So
We might actually have a whole adventure to PSX this year.
yeah,
I'll be pretty interested in the God of War series this time around again. Like I said, I only plan to play the second game, then half of the first, not finish it, and then never play the third.
So
And
basically, it's just Fallout 4 for you all over again.
that's how I'll end the series.
Okay.
It'll sound pretty. It'll be pretty fun.
No. If you
No,
don't- if you
Fallout
don't-
4, I'll never play the main storyline and just
If
do
you
everything
don't-
else around it.
If you don't play all of the God of War games in succession, they won't let you even play God of War 4.
Or they can let me call that phone number, that secret phone number you find in the one God of War, and you have to call it, and then they give you tips, and then they're like, "Oh, thanks for finding the secret
Except
phone
that's
number."
not tips anymore, but it's a special kind of tip that you might get over the phone. I don't know if anybody wants that.
No, it's a rib tip, I guess.
Yeah, maybe
No, it's just the original voice actor of Kratos on the other line with some tips.
I don't want to do that.
matched. Say hello. It's me, Kratos.
And we got Doggy Physics in the background. We're working on a new video called Doggy Physics. It's gonna be featured in our do the Andrew Shuffle video.
I don't even know what that even means.
That's how you get tinnitus.
I think I'm just gonna punch a hole in my PC. Speaking of which, that's a great transition to our next story. Destiny 2 beta specs revealed for PC. Yeah, your PC sucks. End of article. Moving on.
Yeah.
Alright, so now I guess we'll now get really into the article. Now that the console beta for PS4
What did you just say?
and Xbox Bone have now passed, Bungie has announced its plans for the PC equivalent, and it's happening relatively soon. Sure, wink wink nudge nudge, next year, 2018, and that's just the beta. Anyway, early access to the beta for those who have pre-ordered Destiny 2 will start August 28th. Why so far away? We'll never know, but hey, right around the corner the game comes out from there, so thanks for
we
not doing
need
anything.
To wait and see, because it's gonna be so amazing. So
sure. Anywho,
unless I launch the game in my PSC, my PSC. What is that? Like, what even is that? The PSC, is that gonna be the PlayStation computer that's coming out? Maybe
no, that's the emulator that's on your
maybe I just leaked
PS.
something. We're about to get. Oh my god, our channel's gonna get nuked, dude. I just leaked mad stuff. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
But is it gonna be a PlayStation bundle?
No, because it's just the PSC. You don't get the C stands for combo. You get a combo of a mini PC, a little.
So you get a Combaroo.
No, you get a media center PC. Just kind of sits.
No,
there.
you get a Combaroo.
Yeah, that's what you get.
Jeez. As long as you don't get the Xbone Xbone Xbone.
You do. That's the media center.
Oh damn.
In any case, the beta will wrap up around August 31st. As usually is the case, it'll no doubt be extended, considering they extended the PS4 one and Xbox One for like 10 more years. So, they did that. That was pretty cool, I guess. Sure, whatever. Anyway, in the weeks to come, expect Bungie to sound off again with more details on how you can get the most out of your first steps in the PC build of Destiny 2. And we're just going to give a little small run through of the required specs. Here's the recommended specs. You should at least have a Intel Core i5 2400 or an AMD Ryzen R5 1600X. So, that's cool for those new Ryzen guys. I guess all your CPUs should be compatible. I mean, they just came out. I wouldn't be surprised if they are not. You should at least have yourself a GeForce GTX 970. That's gonna slightly kill me because my old boy the 960 is looking at me crying, revving up.
He's like, kill me.
Yeah. Or you should have an AMD Radeon R9 390. Those sell like hotcakes at Micro Center. Visit microcenter.com for the latest deals.
You're not allowed to do that. This podcast
for the week.
Isn't sponsored by them.
And you should have at least 8 gigabytes of RAM. Those are the recommended specs for you to be getting high to ultra. If you want ultra, you're gonna have to shell out and get that 1080 Ti, boy. And you're gonna have to get that i9 processor. I don't know what else you want out of that. And you're gonna have to have
you don't
128 gigs of RAM. No, you have to, because then you gotta stream it at ultra in 4K. And you gotta have your 4K webcam sitting on you, green screening you out into the game, into your character's helmet. So that's that. Anyway, the minimum you should have a little tiny Core i3 in your CPU, the 3250 or the AMD FX 4350. The minimum GPU you should have is the GTX 660. 2 gigabyte version. Oh no, daddy.
Well,
that's
we
not
have
good.
The 960.
I have the 962 gigabyte version, and that kills me. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, or you should have the Radeon HD 7850 2 gigabyte model. and at least 6 gigabytes of RAM. Again, all of which you can pick up at your local Micro Center, microcenter.com, sponsoring the 4E podcast.
Not yet, so you're not allowed to say that.
Those are the required specs in the low tier and highish tier to run Destiny 2. The minimum specs seem pretty easily optimizable. I mean, they seem like they're giving quite a stretch here. It's like you could run it okay, or you could run it like a boss.
However,
and
what I will say is
I'm gonna be somewhere in that mid-tier range, honestly, with the current setup
that I read. The recommended specs are actually not like, you know, to play max settings. They quoted that it says to play the game okay.
So I don't know what they're doing with that. So I guess the
means.
recommended settings is like low to medium, and if you have minimum, that's low to turn off your PC, because you shouldn't even be playing with that.
In that article,
sadly,
after the recommended specs, they then posted the event PC specs that they had at the event, which was of course a 1080 Ti.
1080 Ti running in dual SLI with, you know, push-pull configuration, water cooled. Both those 1080 Ti's and your i9 processor, with the liquid nitrogen running through your veins, and you gotta have the 1080. You have to have the 1080 Ti Kingpin edition, because if you don't, you're not doing it right. Then you have to have, you know, 5 terabytes worth of SSDs each, just to run Destiny and all of its DLC. And then if you don't have RGB everything in your PC to match the Warlock or Titan or Hunter colors every time you activate your super, because you know they're gonna integrate that into the Asus Aura Sync. They're gonna be like, here's the special mode. When you activate your super, your lights light up like your super, and your PC supercharges. It drops a little dose of icy chill into your veins every time. And if you don't have 15 other fans in your PC and a completed tempered glass case, then you are doing it wrong, and that's just to run the game at 720p. If you want to run the game at 4K, you got to buy the dev kit. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry about that.
I don't know what to tell you. You might have to go to Bungie, and they'll hand make you a Destiny model PC. Come fully equipped with Sparrow wingtips.
The only caveat to that is you have to play as the Deej Guardian. You cannot play as anybody else. The minute you make a new character, your PC explodes.
I think I'd have to delete my game and pre-order if that happened.
And you don't just
it's like, no, you will play as Deej.
You don't just get the Deej, you get the full HD CG trailer Deej.
You also get Deej hand cannon, Deej auto rifle, Deej sniper rifle.
They make sure that
his helmet is removed in all zones. You don't get the option to put it on in non-combat zones. His helmet is always removed.
If you attempt to full screen the game instead of going third person, the game will give you a full screen of Deej's face.
And if you quit in the middle of a Crucible match, because they will frown upon that, because they love Crucible. You have to remember, Bungie loves the Crucible. If you quit because you rage quit it and you're about to lose, and you're like, I don't want that on my record, especially in trials, there will be a full screen GIF.
But yo, you love trials.
You on your computer monitor, on your desktop. Then when you think, oh, I'm just gonna turn it off. That was a clever little joke, Bungie. No, you turn your PC right back on, and you get a custom boot sound of Deej singing to you the Destiny theme song in your ears. And if you don't have your headphones plugged in, your PC will explode.
Yeah,
and Deej will emerge out of the ashes.
Sounds reasonable.
And choke you out.
Yeah, that's it.
And take you back to England, because that's his city.
Nick Crumpton.
Bro. And then he'll take you back to Nazi Germany. Wow, what a segue into the next story.
Anyway, moving into the next story. We have Wolfenstein 2, 4 playable characters, maybe? Wolfenstein 2, as you know, everybody's ready to get back with our boy BJ Blazkowicz. we have some new news on the DLC that is going to be coming out for the game post-launch, of course. We have 4 new DLC episodes in which will star 3 different playable characters, which is interesting because you've only been able to play as BJ, so it'll be pretty interesting and refreshing, I guess, to play as 3 different characters who I hope at least you'll be able to have like a little bit of different play style. You know, it seems like every person has a different personality. However, the idea is that while BJ Blazkowicz is busy fighting in America, other freedom fighters are fighting on their own fronts. So the 4 DLC episodes will be episode 0, which will actually be included as a pre-order bonus for all you pre-order guys out there. It'll introduce you to Joseph Stallion, Jessica Valiant, and Gerald Wilkins as they fight for freedom in the American territories. The Adventures of Gunslinger Joe, in which you play as Joseph Stallion, an ex-former personal, yeah, that's right, an ex-former personal quarterback. You get your own personal quarterback out there. You get your ex-former professional quarterback as you smash through Nazi hordes from the ruins of Chicago to the vastness of space. The Diaries of Agent Silent Death, in which you play as Jessica Valiant. I'm messing everything up here. Jessica Valiant, an ex-OSS agent and assassin, infiltrate Nazi bunkers in California and discover the secrets of Operation San Andreas. The amazing deeds of Captain Wilkins, in which you play as Captain Cold.
You play as Mr. Wilkins, our high school
PE teacher.
I don't know what he was, honestly.
He was like whatever. Anyway, which you play.
That's what he was.
Disgusting. In which you play as Captain Gerald Wilkins, the U.S. Army's renowned hero, embark on a mission to Nazi-controlled Alaska to dismantle Operation Black Sun. The DLC is also going to be part of the Freedom Chronicles Season Pass. We get some more fancy season passes going on here because who can't get enough of season passes, am I right? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, it'll be available for $25 US, 17.99 British pounds, and 34.95 Australian dollars. So you can pick that up and have your fun with all 4 characters on launch. Coming October 27th, 2017 on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. What do you guys think about this? 4 players? No, it's not 4 players. I just killed myself, but it's 4 characters, so.
If it was 4 players, I'd be a lot more interested in it, but 4 different characters? Okay, it's pretty cool. I probably won't play it. I'll watch you play it. I won't play it. But, yeah, that sounds pretty decent.
Yeah.
I mean, Wolfenstein really, it's good, but it really wasn't my thing to get into fully. I don't know. Just wasn't my bag of tea. I like shooting down Nazis like anybody else, but, I saved that for Sniper Elite. That's where it's really fun.
Yeah, except when it's not. Yep, that's right on cue.
Sounds about right. But yeah, what sounds pretty cool is getting to play as Mr. Wilkins. I haven't seen him in a good amount of years, so I'm pretty excited for that character. They all sound pretty cool, so I guess I'll probably try them out at least once or so. But yeah, I don't know. It sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, well, hopefully we all get to get some little action going on in here. I'll probably upload some videos of it. I never uploaded any Wolfenstein gameplay on my channel because it's just like Lara Croft. I uploaded a Tomb Raider playthrough of the original Tomb Raider and I deleted it immediately. Nobody's seen it except for a few people. It's just because of the way I play. When I play story-driven games like that, I get really into it and I barely say anything. So.
But was it raunchy?
No, just a little bit. I had a little, well, you know, a few moments.
Oh my God, Laura.
My God, Laura, what you doing? How old you?
No man, how old you? I mean, I'm gonna reserve all my opinions for Wolfenstein until I actually get the game in hand, because I have never actually played Wolfenstein. But this one looks like an interesting jump into the series, so I'll definitely give it a try.
Yeah, I mean, it's always.
Whoa! I just drank a monster. Holy crap! That's intense. Okay,
Hello?
I'm awake. Anyway,
What did you just say to me? We're not sponsored by Monster.
Monster Hydro Mean Green Edition.
I'm not
Buy it
uploading
now
this
from
podcast,
Rite
dude.
Aid
I'm
for
outta here.
$2.79. It's very
Podcast
delicious
over.
and not
I'll
carbonated.
talk to you guys next week. This is the.
It might give you a heart attack.
This is the Autosave.
I didn't have one
podcast.
yet,
Signing out.
but yeah. Sponsored by Monster Energy and Micro Center. Visit both at the link below the description.
I think that's just when we move on to the next article. You know,
Whoa! Tell me a tale about that.
we got them bundleroos coming in. We got that Telltale bundle over at Humble Bundle. Basically, if you've never played any of the Telltale,
Good. Oh, I just threw up on my mic.
Disgusting.
I just drank a fifth of vodka. Dare me to drive?
No,
All right, hold on.
I'm done. Moving on. No, I'm done.
Alright, guys, I'm back. I got another monster. Alright, I'm ready.
No, I'm done.
Monster Energy, sponsored. Hashtag sponsor us. Hashtag please, we make no other money.
Can't say that.
Hashtag please, I'll drive off a cliff.
Oh, I'm done.
Okay, I'm back.
so trying to recover from someone jumping off a cliff. Basically, Humble Bundle's got this good deal this month. If you've never played a Telltale game or you just want to have more of them, you can basically go to Humble Bundle, pay $1 and get Sam and Max Seasons 1 and 2, Puzzle Agent 1 and 2, Bone Episode
That's my
1 and 2,
jam.
Hector, Badge of Carnage, and I've never heard of
Hector
this one.
Gone
but-
Carnage? Oh, yeah.
I've never heard of this one, but Telltale Texas.
Yo, guys, I just used our 3D printer and I just printed out a model of Metal Gear Ray. Let me take a picture for you guys and send it to you. Hold on. Give me like 5 seconds real quick here.
Please move on.
Hold on. I'll be right back.
No. Just keep it moving.
I don't even know where I was at anymore. I lost track.
You were talking about Hector?
No, I passed Hector. I was on to the one I've never heard of, Telltale Texas Hold'em. And you also get Poker Night at the inventory, and of course, everyone's favorite, Walking Dead Season 1. Now, if you pay a little more than average, you know, I think the more than average is about $7 to $8 more, you know, over $1.
That's
You
about
get-
$5, I think, at the moment.
Well, from that, you can get the Walking Dead Michonne Edition, Tales of the Borderlands.
Oh my god, I'm back. Alright.
The Walking Dead Season 2, Game of Thrones, The Walking Dead: A New Frontier, and for some reason you get a 50% off coupon for the Humble Store.
Damn it, I forgot to close my door. Okay. No, you get a coupon for The Walking Dead: A New Frontier. You don't get the game.
Yeah. They've been doing that recently.
Thanks for the correction. I didn't see that there.
They tried to scheme you. They actually just schemed you.
Yeah, they just schemed me, and I didn't even try to get the Humble Bundle yet. You also get the Jurassic Park the game and Phoenix's favorite, The Wolf Among Us.
You get you get one of those. What are those?
And you also get
that's not even funny
Walking
no more.
Dead 400 Days
and
Poker Night 2 and Sam and Max and the Devil's Playhouse. If you pay $15 or more, you can get Batman and my least favorite Minecraft Story Mode. Oh, and of course they throw in the Adventure Pass for Minecraft Story Mode.
I didn't even know that was a thing, but yeah.
Shut up!
So moving on to the next article.
Yeah, there's not much else to talk about for the Telltale Grab-a-thon.
Grab it today at your local Micro Center and pick up a Monster Energy. Sponsored.
No. Still not.
I mean, they sponsor us unlike Nintendo does. Oh, that's a segue. You don't get any NES Classic. Why? Because Walmart decided to put up the listing for the NES NES Classic. Who wants that garbage anymore? The SNES Classic.
I found one on eBay.
You can't get
2 pennies.
You can't get that because they put up a false listing, and anybody that super pre-ordered it, in other words, quote unquote, and mad sweata, you can't get it because you sweat it all over it. They gave you guys a refund because for whatever reason you like sucked it up immediately and you decided I'm gonna buy 20 of these things because people are gonna want them. I just want one, dude. Like I just want one. Like that's all I want, dude. It's unclear on how many orders Walmart accepted in this small window of time last Friday when the coveted throwback mini console was available. Those who did notice that the page for the NES oh my god, dude, nobody wants that anymore. Shut up! For the coveted SNES Classic was put live around 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Oh, finally something for us, man. We never get anything. It was put into they put in their credit card info and got a confirmed October 6th arrival date. It all seemed so promising. And then Walmart was like,
"Thank you, dude.
You guys don't get rollbacks, so you better get in the back of the line. Thank you, dude. Here's your money back. We don't want that garbage." So yeah, lesson learned. Do not suck it up. Walmart doesn't want that garbage.
They don't want that
case in point, don't try to look up Splatoon 2 on there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's just a strategy guide.
I'm the strategy guy.
So, yeah. Don't do it, kids. Don't try to suck up all that stuff. But yeah, you know, Walmart was like, you think you're slick? there goes your pre-order, dog. Take your sweaty behind money. Put that back in your little pocket there, and no. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about that. That's really all that it is. Yeah, I really don't know what else to say about that. They killed you.
They just kind of swept in and was like.
They swept in and got swept under the rug. That's what really happened. They were like, "You think you're slick? Get the out of here, dog, man."
They flew in and Walmart was sitting there with their little pet cages, just waiting to drop them in there.
Walmart sat there and was like,
"They're like, we sell these too. Bye."
They ran you over with that. That's what they decided to do. Yeah. So speaking of refunds and cancellations, let's move on to the next story. What a powerful segue.
Man, yeah, Pokemon Go Fest. I know you guys all know about that because nobody really heard about it, but apparently everybody heard it. I never even heard about it until it was already going terribly wrong. Pokemon Go Fest, if you haven't heard about it, was a little
Go
event
to
where
the
everybody got
polls
to get
fest
together and have a little bit of family fun time with all their Pokemon Go buddies and get a few events done and everything, and you go get rewards, get prizes, get everything. Niantic floats down from out of the ceiling, and they give everybody just
one giant Sephiroth stab.
They give everybody just all of the Pokemon inside of the Pokedex just immediately, even the ones that haven't even been announced yet, and it's just that's all you needed to do. But you had to pay tickets to get in, so people had some issues. Actually, you had a lot of people having connectivity issues because there were just people breathing inside of each other's necks. There was a little bit too much friendship going on there. And
that's disgusting.
It was just,
hey Doug, I want to be your friend. Let me see your Pokedex.
Yeah, that's basically how the experience.
We'll be like brothers, only closer.
The experience hasn't been too well, and some guy actually had to go all the way outside of the event and sit in a parking lot just to be able to play the event that was supposed to be in the event area. But that's I don't know what's going on there with that. But anyway, anybody who attended the event, you can now submit requests for ticket refunds. If you have a ticket, you can go and create a ticket refund, a ticket for a ticket refund. It's crazy. It's like Ticketception, we got Ticketception going on here. You can go receive a ticket refund. You can go and submit a request by completing the form that I don't actually have the link for it, but I'll put it in the description. And you also receive an email that includes a link out to the refund site, in which that'll be attached as well. And I don't know where this is going. This is just this is the end.
I think this kind of fell apart after I drank that fifth of vodka.
You ruined it. All refund requests must be submitted by.
What is this residue on my arm?
I'm done, dude. All refund requests must be submitted by 11:59 p.m. Central on August 27th, giving visitors more than a month to fill out the form. Niantic expects the process for these refunds to be completed by September the 1st, and having a little bit of 10 days of wiggle room, which seems like a ridiculous amount of time, especially considering the event was about a week ago, I think. So
nah, that's all right. That gives them enough time to get that refund, process it, and then not go buy the SNES Classic that they can pre-order. So you know that's.
But my point is that here's the thing, they're doing the quote unquote good thing here and giving everybody refunds for their tickets, but you paid for the tickets, your money's gone now, and you don't get that refund for that money 2 months from now. That's the
spicy meatball.
Yeah, that's basically where that's going. So I don't know. It doesn't seem too enjoyable for me, but you get some nice perks. You get some free Pokemon, you get some free money and to use in game, and you also get your refund, which is double free money. So you can't really complain.
I guess it's pretty cool. I mean, it's a little bothersome having to wait, but it really doesn't apply to anybody like us, because we couldn't go to the Pokemon Fest because that was in like Chicago or California. That's which is way too far from where we live. So
and also, unfortunately, for all of you guys who bought your tickets from a secondary market, unfortunately that was kind of your fault for doing that. If you couldn't, and it's
shouldn't have bought it from a scalper.
Yeah, you shouldn't have bought it from somewhere else that somebody else had sold their ticket from. I know you probably wanted to go there, but unfortunately now you're stuck in a binding contract with that guy, And Niantic said that they are not going to really do anything about it. So if you decided to resell your ticket, we encourage you to do the right thing and pass this refund on to whomever purchased the ticket. So
nah, what he's gonna make you do is he's gonna make you go to his Pokemon poll and get your refund from that.
yeah. So most people are probably not going to get their refunds back if they bought it from a secondary reseller. So I mean, I don't really see that happening.
They will. They just might have to take a look at the rare candy.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of chloroform as well. The other 2 compensatory items will be available as well within the next 7 business days. According to the email as well, these should appear automatically in the accounts of those who scan their special QR code during the Pokemon Go Fest. So, you know, if you did go and you did scan your badge, hopefully you did, you will receive those items regardless, even if you do still go through with the refund request. That's just them saying, you know, we're not going to completely shut you out here. And they also stated that they have learned from this experience and will strive to do better going forward. So thank you for joining us on this continued adventure. So
thank you, dude.
yeah, that's basically kind of where they're putting this at. So I don't know. That's pretty much Pokemon Go Fest. It hasn't been a great time, needless to say.
But yeah, you know, like Oni-chan Bara here just said, it's just really a total. Oh my god, thank you, dude. Now I'm about to gun you down. Oh my god, what another segue.
Oh my god, take a lick of my rare candy. And now going off of his segue. Wait, can we
take
get
a look at my rare candy in VR?
Yo, how much?
No. It's not in our budget, sorry.
No, we're not sponsored. We only are sponsored by Monster Energy and MicroCenter.com.
Can you check our budget calendar?
No. You gotta ask Jimmy. Jimmy has all the books.
That was Jimmy. You just don't know his full name.
Yeah, I don't even think his real name's Jimmy.
It's not. It's yeah, that's his name.
Yeah.
We can't really pronounce that, so
It's
kind of like that one city that has like the 50 character name.
yeah, England.
It's definitely like
city.
the Greek freak. You know, you can't even say his name.
Big fat Greek.
But going off of that, we got a nice new VR game coming out. It's gonna be a first-person co-op
Get him to the
shooter
Greek.
game. And in the article, game developer and publisher Pixel Wonder has launched Crisis Action VR as a Steam Early Access title, making the debut of the studio as a virtual reality developer.
But can
Crisis-
it run Crisis?
No, no one can. Crisis Action
I don't think
VR
I want
offers
Crisis
compatibility
Action VR. That's too much
with
HD in my face.
Now here's the interesting thing I'm reading. It's compatible with the Vive and the Oculus Rift, but it looks like you can also play without VR with normal keyboard and mouse options. So whichever way you want to play, that's how you're going to get to play it.
Yeah, that'll be pretty interesting. I mean, there are some games. Well, I guess I don't know. There are a few VR games where you can do the sitting games and you can sit in VR, but you play with your keyboard and mouse. So it may be one of those games instead of.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe they're still supporting old school Oculus Rift, which didn't have a touch controller until.
Yeah, no, that sounds pretty disturbing.
It's disturbing.
So in this, it's gonna be a full FPS type game in VR. So yeah, you're gonna actually get shot. You're gonna take off your headset, and there's gonna be somebody there holding a gun, ready to shoot you.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's pretty much it. You know.
It's gonna be Deej with his pulsing hot iron banner hand.
Yo, it's just the cold heart. What are you talking about?
Pulsing.
The cold heart,
No,
which
you
is
can't-
actually
no, you
really
can't get
hot,
that.
and it also doesn't.
You can't
do
get that unless you
anything.
pre-order.
Well, I I mean, I didn't pre-order, but DJ's my boy, and I always call him up every morning. I'm like, England is my city,
okay.
and he laughs,
snuck that
and
piece
you
of
know.
news in there anyway. Cold Heart pre-order Destiny 2, sponsored by Monster Energy on MicroCenter.com.
No, that's still not where this is going. That's not acceptable. I will ban this podcast. Okay.
Cold Heart.
No, and talking about unacceptable, that is another segue into LT Gray's next article.
Yeah.
What? I have another one? Oh my god, Jimmy, you're fired. And then you're rehired. Because bring me another monster. Alright, hold on.
That just sounds like Minecraft getting beat up. Is that a drink?
Mighty Number 9's Kickstarter rewards arrived a little unassembled.
No, you're peeking hard, dude.
According to Twitter user Winter Cute, in a video they showed receiving the Mighty Number 9 Kickstarter physical edition, it was only one small little package with a non-assembled game box and a booklet that unfortunately did not fit in said box, which was the instruction manual. And I feel a little heartbroken about that because A and B, we don't get any more instruction manuals nowadays, and for it to not even fit in its own game box, it's a really nice looking instruction manual too.
They actually updated later on that they got an email after complaining so much, and they didn't even actually complain directly to them. However, they emailed them after seeing all the the news stirring up from this, that they sent them the wrong manual, and they sent them the Japanese manual and the English box, and the Japanese manual is bigger than the English box. So yeah, that's.
So he just got killed. That was just on him. Anyway, I don't care what anybody's gonna say. I'm gonna get that right off the bat. Mighty Number 9, good game. Yeah, I don't care. Anywho, the user complained that they just double checked and that they donated $60 to relieve some half-censored, unassembled cardboard. Had he known that it wasn't a copy of the actual game, did they ever really say that it was? This isn't Yooka-Laylee where they said they were going to give you something physical.
No.
So, if they didn't actually say it, I don't know why you were under the assumption that you would get something physical. Second of all is, what were you going to get physical in that box? A disc?
Yeah.
Or who even uses disc anymore unless you're playing on console? And let's be honest here, I highly doubt you were going to be playing that on console if you were expecting some sort of physical game there. What did you think? You were going to get a whole N64 cartridge in there? I don't know about that, bro. Again, this isn't Yooka-Laylee, and even then, that was just a glorified flash drive. So I don't know what you were thinking about that. So anyway, the Kickstarter page actually does say you will receive a physical game box and printed retro style game manual and an exclusive in-game hero. Nowhere on the page did it say you will receive a physical copy of the game with the $60 pledge. See, that's where you screwed yourself. That's where you messed up. You should learn to read next time instead of just, oh my god, $60, dude, I'm gonna pay that. You learn to read next time, bro. Then you wouldn't be in this situation. Winter Cute, learn to read, okay? That's all you gotta do. Go back to school, go to second grade, where they're gonna teach you how to read, and then they're gonna give you a test. If you fall for it again, Deej will come in and kill you.
We might get doxxed by YouTube for doing that.
What?
You can't be rude to these guys. That's against YouTube policy.
Yo, Winterkey, you still have to learn how to read. I'm not gonna censor myself, bro. That's where you screwed yourself up. You shouldn't have bought that. You learn to read. Go back and read it again. Again, it clearly says don't do that. unless you want some cardboard. I didn't want no cardboard. I got the game. That's all I wanted. I don't need all that extra stuff. You know, like just get it, because you were gonna complain about the game regardless. So you should have just did that in the first place. That's your problem, not mine. Learn to read. Damn, what do they put in this Monster sponsored energy drink? Like pure vinegar? I am being extremely venomous to this podcast. Oof.
So
I think that's a new me. We're gonna have to incorporate that.
we're not doing that. So anyway,
Or it's either that, or I could go back to ripping bones and tendons and
I'm okay
sinew
with
and
that.
the blood and veins dripping from the fangs of my fallen enemies.
If you guys made it to this point in the I don't even know if that's even physically possible.
Oh, you
but
made it to this point because you wanted to hear Winter Cute get dumped on hard. That's what you wanted to hear. That's what you want to hear. That's going to be the thumbnail. Winter Cute equals an a steaming pile of dump. That's what's going to happen. It's more than likely not going to happen, but make it to the end of the podcast.
If you made it,
You get a free Monster
congratulations.
Energy drink with every subscription.
You didn't win anything except for a lot of heartbreak for having to stick through all of this. This is a lot to take in, so take your time, think about it. Maybe rethink life decisions for spending an hour sitting here listening to us ramble on.
And while you're at it, upgrade your PC so you can play OK. Remember, all your parts can be purchased at microcenter.com, along with a free complimentary
still
Monster
not
Energy
okay.
drink for every like, comment, and subscription.
Anyway, we will talk to you guys.
Thanks to Monster
next
Energy
week,
for sponsoring us.
because this podcast has been derailed since the beginning. So I don't know what's going on anymore. But
What's up, guys? It's your boy LT Gray here. Ow, and we're coming at you with the 4E podcast.
Oh, yeah.
This week sponsored by Monster Energy and microcenter.com.
That's the end.
We also have special guest Jared Poland from FromNosePhotos.com on the podcast. Take it away, Jared.
No.
Cut and print. Beautiful, guys. All right, that was dynamite. Now I'm going to reset my PC. Fuck.